Welcome back to the CFL Week in Review. We've got a jam-packed show for you today filled with key injury news, TV ratings, power rankings, and game picks for the upcoming Week 7 action. Let's dive into it. Hello, CFL fans. Welcome to CFL News Hub, your number one stop for all things Canadian football. Today, we're talking about the Saskatchewan Roughriders, who've had an unexpected shakeup in their starting lineup due to an unfortunate injury. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future updates. Let's get started. Quarterback Trevor Harris, a veteran presence in the CFL, recently sustained a tibial plateau fracture in his right knee during a game against the Calgary Stampeders this past weekend. This injury occurred just 9 minutes from the end of the game. After the heavy hit, the entire stadium held its breath as Harris was carted off the field, with players from both teams showing their concern. But even in the face of adversity, there's hope. The Roughriders have confirmed that Harris will undergo surgery, and they're optimistic about his full recovery and potential return later this season. In the meantime, who steps in the breach? The answer is 26-year-old Mason Fine, the backup quarterback who impressively led the Riders to 2 touchdown drives following Harris's injury. Despite being relatively new to the CFL, Fine has shown his dedication and knowledge of the game, quickly earning the trust of his teammates. Now, as they prepare to face the 4-1 BC Lions, all eyes will be on Fine as he steps up to lead the Roughriders offense.
Yeah, I mean, it's just my job. I think I'm going to go in tomorrow exactly with the same attitude, same mindset. It's not necessarily the magnitude. I mean, you understand the situation of your franchise quarterback going down, but you've been training all your life to be a football player. I've been up. This is my 3rd year now, and it sucks at what happened. But I got teammates relying on me to come in there and execute the offense to the best of my ability, and that's my full mindset going into this week and the future.
That's it for today. We're sending our best wishes, thoughts, and prayers to Trevor Harris for a swift recovery. Hopefully he'll be back by the end of the season, and we'll be watching closely to see how Mason Fine fares in the spotlight. Hello, CFL fans. Welcome back to CFL News Hub YouTube channel. Today, we are sharing some exciting news about the Canadian Football League's TV ratings. Our friends at 3 Down Nation have reported that the CFL set a new multi-year television ratings mark for a slate of regular season games. Let's break it down. Week 6 was an absolute powerhouse for the CFL, with its highest rated week dating back to the pandemic-shortened 2021 season. Each of the matchups was electric, with an average of 62.5 points scored and a combined total of 251 points. 3 games had us on the edge of our seats with thrilling fourth quarter or overtime finishes. Let's talk about some highlights. Chad Kelly, Argonauts quarterback, threw a touchdown pass with less than 2 minutes left, securing Toronto's 35-27 victory over Montreal. Meanwhile, Red Blacks rookie Dustin Crumb's walk-off touchdown capped off an incredible 19-point fourth quarter comeback, leading to a 31-28 win against Winnipeg. Our top-rated English language broadcast so far in 2023 was none other than the heart-stopping Stampeders' last-second win over the Roughriders. This game not only attracted the most viewers, but also saw the highest number of viewers in that all-important 24 to 54 age demographic compared to the Blue Jays on the same day. It's worth noting that the CFL managed to draw nearly 600,000 viewers during the Major League Baseball All-Star break, despite a late-night kickoff. Even when competing against Canada's only MLB team, the Argos held the ground, drawing a significant number of viewers. From week 1 to week 6, the 3 Down League has seen a remarkable 46% increase in its average weekly English TV ratings, with a 41% increase when we include French ratings. Let's take a closer look at the week 6 TV ratings. On Thursday, Hamilton Tiger Cats versus Edmonton Elks game attracted 578,800 viewers. Friday saw the Toronto versus Montreal match up with 480,200 on TSN, with an additional 169,900 on RDS, totaling 650,100 viewers. Saturday's games were also well received, with Winnipeg versus Ottawa drawing 490,800 and Calgary versus Saskatchewan securing 721,600. This brings the total week 5 average of 567,850 viewers, and 610,325 when we include the French. That's week 6, I should say. The CFL is more popular than ever, and these numbers are a testament to the passion of the fans. If you're excited as we are about these numbers, make sure you subscribe to our channel for more CFL updates. Are you a fan of the XFL, USFL, and CFL football? Get ready to embrace your inner general manager with NewsHubFantasy.com's fantasy football experience. NewsHubFantasy.com offers you an unparalleled fantasy football platform bringing together fans of the XFL, USFL, and CFL football leagues. Compete in season-long fantasy with leagues up to 6 players. You can create your own for friends, or you can join an existing league. Draft your ideal team with our 7 active roster spots, including a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, flex, tight end, kicker, plus 3 bench spots. Show off your football knowledge and strategy and dominate your league. Our user-friendly interface makes it easy to manage with your team and get the latest news in your XFL or USFL or CFL leagues on the go. Plus, News Hub Fantasy offers mock drafts, pick'em games, and so much more all season long. So don't miss out on the action. Sign up now at newshubfantasy.com and become the ultimate football fantasy manager. Welcome back to CFL News Hub. I'm your host, Mark Perry, and today we're diving into our Week 7 CFL Power Rankings by our main man, Mike Mitchell. Buckle up as we navigate these thrilling developments, shocking outcomes, and explosive performances in Week 6 that have turned the league on its head. Starting at the top, we have the indomitable Toronto Argonauts, reigning supreme at number 1, remaining undefeated at 4-0 with a breathtaking 35-27 road victory over Montreal under their belt. Chad Kelly continues to astonish us, leaving no doubt about his superstar status. However, the Argos will need to rectify their defense and disciplinary issues to maintain their winning streak. Our number 2 slot is occupied by the powerful BC Lions with an impressive 4-1 record. Despite some criticism for being ranked ahead of the Bombers, the Lions stand their ground. Their upcoming game against Saskatchewan could be a chance to extend their lead even further. In the number 3 spot, we find the Winnipeg Blue Bombers at 4-2. This heartening overtime loss to Ottawa put a damper on their momentum, but this might be just the wake-up call they need. Number 4 are the Saskatchewan Roughriders at 3-2, suffering a heart-wrenching home loss to Calgary. Trevor Harris' injury could be a major setback, but hopefully Mason Fine can step up to the challenge. The Montreal Alouettes land at number 5 at 2-3, showing their mettle despite 3 consecutive losses. Their resilience may very well reward them after their bye week. Calgary Stampeders sit comfortably at number 6 at 2-3 after an electrifying victory over Saskatchewan. Week 6 witnessed Jake Maier's best performance yet, raising hopes for the Stamps' future. At number 7 are the Ottawa Redblacks at 2-3, showcasing an improbable comeback against the Bombers. With CFL rookie Dustin Crum in command, the Redblacks seem to have found a new ray of hope. At number 8, we have the Hamilton Tiger Cats at 2-3, making strides towards recovery with 2 consecutive victories. However, injuries to key players might throw a wrench in their progress. Finally, at number 9, we have the Edmonton Elks at 0-6, with a streak of home losses that's become a record in itself. In the words of the legendary Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz, I think it'll get darker before it gets lighter. Welcome, CFL fans. It's week 7, and we've got a firecracker of a video for you. This week, we're dishing out our top CFL game picks, putting together a killer DraftKings lineup, and crafting a juicy parlay for you to consider. Stay tuned as we crunch the numbers and dish out insight on how to make the most of your bets and lineups this week. Starting off, here's our week 7 game predictions for Thursday, July 20th. We're looking at the Edmonton Elks facing off against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, with the Blue Bombers standing at a 15.5-point spread and the total over-under at 45.5. We're predicting a dominating 36-10 win for Winnipeg. Come Friday, July 21st, Toronto Argonauts go up against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Argonauts are favored to win with a 7-point spread. The total over and under is at 48.5. And our prediction, a solid 32-16 victory for Toronto. Saturday, July 22nd, the Saskatchewan Roughriders take on the BC Lions, with the Lions standing at a 8.5 spread with an over-under of 45.5. We're foreseeing a 24-12 win for BC. And finally, on Sunday, July 23rd, the Ottawa Redblacks meet the Calgary Stampeders. The Stampeders are favored to win by 5. The total over-under is 45. And our score prediction is a tight one, 21-14 win for Calgary. Moving on to the DraftKings lineup, of course, our budget is $50,000, and we have 7 positions to fill. So here's our lineup. Quarterback, we got Chad Kelly. We've got Mills, running back from Calgary. Reggie Bengleton from Calgary as well. Kenny Lawler making his return, and he's on the cheap, only $6,000. Got him from Winnipeg. Stephen Dunbar Jr. from Edmonton. He is at 10.5 at a $6,100. Then we have Coxie, who had that great picture last week. He's 11.5 fantasy football points per game. He's only at 5,200. And then the Roughriders defense, 7.8 average at 3,800. And there is your DFS lineup. For the parlay, our 3 picks are as follows. You got the Winnipeg Blue Bombers to win easy over Edmonton Elks. Take that one. Toronto Argonauts to cover the spread against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. But we stayed away from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers spread because that's a big spread, even though Edmonton is terrible. You just never know. And then the under 45 points in the game between the Saskatchewan Roughriders and the BC Lions. Before we wrap up, let's hit some quick news, CFL news. So first, quarterback Taylor Powell is the next man up to lead the Tiger Cats. The Tiger Cats fought from an 0-3 start. They're back in the game a little bit. They lost Bo Levi Mitchell. Now Matthew Schultz is led the way for the Tiger Cats, but now he is on the injured reserve. So he's on the 6-game injured list. The injury, again, opens the door for another quarterback, and that is Taylor Powell. So we'll see how he does this week amongst some other quarterback injury news. Also, the Tiger Cats signed Antonio Pipkin. You kind of remember him. BC Lions, been around the CFL for a while. So now he is going to be a veteran backup in there from 6'3", 225-pound quarterback from Gary, Indiana. He's a 5-year CFL veteran who spent time with the Alouettes, Argos, Lions, and now Hamilton Tiger Cats. So it will be interesting to see if he hits the field at all this weekend. But they are thin. The Hamilton Tiger Cats are thin at quarterback. If you want to be part of the show, email podcast@cflnewshub.com with your thoughts, record an MP3 or video on your phone, and we'll play it on next week's show. Or you can leave a voicemail, 888-430-7692, extension 6. Also, we always love it. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We're on Audible, Player FM, Spotify, Google Podcasts. But definitely leave us a review on Apple Podcast and Spotify. That's it for this week's episode of CFL Week in Review. Remember to subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify so you never miss a show. We'll see you next week with more CFL updates.